Stop scrolling for a second, because this, right here, is history in the making. ROSÉ from BLACKPINK has just shattered one of the biggest ceilings in music history. For the first time ever, a Korean female soloist, yes, a K-pop artist, has been nominated at the 2026 Grammy Awards. And not just for any track, but for APT, the song that redefined what global pop can sound like. Before we dive deep into how this moment is changing the global landscape of K-pop forever, hit that follow, leave a comment with your favorite ROSÉ moment, and let's celebrate this record-breaking achievement together. Let's rewind for a second. 2024, the world thought ROSÉ had already reached her artistic peak, ethereal vocals, breathtaking visuals, the voice that could slice through silence itself. But when APT dropped, everything changed. The sound was risky, fresh. A collaboration that blurred the lines between genres, alternative pop with cinematic K-pop tension, stripped down yet powerful. It wasn't made to please algorithms. It was made to make history, and now, that risk has paid off. The Recording Academy has officially announced that ROSÉ is the first ever Korean or K-pop female soloist to earn a nomination at the Grammys. Categories: Best Pop Solo Performance, Song of the Year, and yes, Record of the Year. The big three. Let that sink in. For decades, no female K-pop soloist ever made it here. Not one. Until now. As soon as the news broke, social media exploded. Within minutes, hashtags like #ROSÉ GRAMMY and #APT dominated global trending charts. Fans from Seoul to Sao Paulo flooded timelines with tears, pride, and disbelief. But one reaction stood out. One that sent the internet into a frenzy. Jungkook, yes, that Jungkook of BTS, posted on his story just 5 words that melted the internet: "She deserves it all." The Golden Magne himself, known for his perfectionism, his artistry, and his own Grammy journey, openly showing admiration for ROSÉ's accomplishment. And fans couldn't help but feel the gravity of that moment. Two of the biggest names in Korean music, acknowledging, celebrating, and inspiring each other on the world's biggest stage. It's poetic, really. Jungkook, who's been paving his own solo path with bold, genre-defying releases, recognizing another artist who dared to push the boundaries of what K-pop could sound like. And ROSÉ, who turned vulnerability into strength, who made heartbreak feel cinematic, who translated emotion into something universal. When Jungkook said, "She deserves it all," it wasn't just praise. It was validation. For every Korean artist who's ever been told that global awards are out of reach. For every female artist who's been overshadowed, underestimated, or boxed in by expectation. Now, the question everyone's asking: can she actually win? Industry insiders are already buzzing. Music journalists call it one of the strongest nominations of the year. Critics highlight the production of APT, the raw emotion in ROSÉ's voice, and the song's lyrical depth, a haunting reflection of fame, freedom, and self-identity. It's not just a pop song. It's a statement. A message from a generation that refuses to be confined. But that's not even the end of it. Because wait till you hear what happened when Jungkook and ROSÉ met again at the Grammy pre-event. Something subtle. Something real. And fans can't stop talking about IT.AT, the pre-Grammy Artists Gala, where the world's biggest names gather under chandeliers and flashlights. ROSÉ entered in a soft ivory gown, minimalist yet commanding. Cameras flashed. Conversations paused. And standing just a few steps away, Jungkook, dressed in classic black. For a brief moment, their eyes met. A nod. A smile. The quiet respect of two artists who've walked through fire, carrying the dreams of millions behind them. The internet called it the moment that defined the night. Not because of romance, but because of mutual recognition. two symbols of excellence. Two global icons who built their legacies brick by brick, note by note. And at that instant, the entire K-pop world felt united. Think about what this means. ROSÉ's nomination doesn't just open doors, it kicks them wide open. For every future Korean artist, male or female, group or solo, there's now proof that language barriers, genre labels, and industry stereotypes can be broken. That K-pop isn't just K-pop. It's music. And ROSÉ just proved it on the biggest stage in the world, and it's not just fans talking. Western media outlets from Rolling Stone to Billboard have hailed her nomination as a turning point for Asian representation in global pop culture. Grammy producers have even hinted at a potential live performance slot, an APT stage under the golden lights, watched by hundreds of millions worldwide. Imagine that. ROSÉ, standing on that Grammy stage, mic in hand, opening with that first haunting line of APT, the lights dimming, the world holding its breath. And in the audience, Jungkook, smiling proudly, the symbol of an entire generation's evolution. This isn't just ROSÉ's story. This is a story about Korean artistry claiming its space on the global map. About resilience. About belief. About how one artist's courage can ripple across the world, and yet, even amidst the celebration, there's that quiet humility that makes ROSÉ who she is. When asked about Jungkook's post, she simply said, quote, "It means a lot coming from someone I respect deeply. We all inspire each other, and that's the beauty of music." Simple words. But the weight behind them? Monumental. The fandoms responded instantly. Blinks and armies flooded timelines not with rivalry, but with unity. Hashtag #PrudoFroze, hashtag Jungkook Appreciation, and hashtag K-pop to the Grammys all trended simultaneously. It was no longer about competition. It was about evolution. About representation. About the music that transcends borders. And now, as the 2026 Grammy Awards draw near, the world waits. Every stage light, every camera, every heartbeat of that night will carry a piece of this story. Because no matter what happens, win or lose, ROSÉ has already made history. The first Korean female soloist to ever be nominated. The first to bridge this divide. The first to show that dreams from Seoul can echo across Los Angeles, and maybe that's why Jungkook's words hit so hard. Because they weren't just about her success. They were about our story, the journey of K-pop from underground stages to global domination. The story of artists who dared to dream bigger than the world told them to. The story of belief, perseverance, and light. So as we count down to Grammy night, one thing's for sure, no matter the outcome, the world will remember the name ROSÉ. The artist who turned pain into poetry. The voice that reached beyond language. The one who truly, undeniably, deserved it all. If you're proud of ROSÉ, if you believe in the power of Korean music, drop a heart in the comments, hit that follow, and share this story. Because tonight, history belongs to her. And while the world is still echoing with the news of her record-breaking achievement, the ripple effects are already being felt far beyond the music industry. In universities, music schools, and creative circles around the globe, the name ROSÉ is being mentioned not just as a K-pop icon, but as a symbol of cultural transformation. Analysts and critics agree, her nomination for APT at the 2026 Grammys isn't just a personal victory. It's a victory for language, identity, and the courage to create something that doesn't fit into market formulas. Because let's be honest, K-pop has often been boxed into a certain image, polished choreography, glittering visuals, and perfect pop formulas. But APT proved everyone wrong. It arrived stripped down, haunting, and raw. No explosive chorus, no commercial hooks designed for virality. Just a song built on honesty, vulnerability, and soul. When ROSÉ sang that line, "Maybe I'm just an apartment you used to live in," the world stopped for a moment. Not because of spectacle, but because of emotion. That, right there, was the power of music, and it's what finally made the world listen. Meanwhile, Jungkook's support amplified the message even further. His simple post, "She deserves it all," became a symbol of unity across fandoms that had once been divided. Instead of rivalry, it sparked collaboration. Instead of tension, admiration. A few days later, during a radio interview in Los Angeles, Jungkook was asked about Rosé's nomination. He smiled and said, "It's more than just a nomination. It's a signal. It tells us that our stories matter." Those words lit up the internet. Fans began creating compilation videos of their parallel journeys. Rose and Jungkook, two artists who started as trainees in small practice rooms and ended up standing shoulder to shoulder with the world's greatest. Western media called it the Golden Bridge of K-pop, a metaphor for how these two artists, in their own ways, are connecting the past and the future of Korean music. But behind the glamour and the global praise, Rosé's reality wasn't without pressure. Every step she took was magnified 1,000 times. Every look, every performance, every word, dissected and analyzed. Yet, she carried it all with quiet grace. In an exclusive interview with Harper's Bazaar Korea, she said softly, "I never make music for awards. I make it to remind myself that I can still feel." Simple words, but they hit deep. Fans from around the world admitted those lines made them cry, because beyond the lights and fame, she was still that girl who once wrote songs alone at midnight, chasing the sound of her own truth, and maybe that's why the world fell in love with her all over again. Rose doesn't try to be perfect. She tries to be real. And that authenticity is what brought her to this moment. As the countdown to Grammy night began, anticipation reached a fever pitch. Every teaser clip, every leaked rehearsal shot, sent fans into a frenzy. Theories spread online. Would Rose perform APT live on stage? Would Jungkook be there, sitting in the front row, watching proudly? The speculation only made the story more magnetic. Western outlets began comparing APT to the breakthrough records of icons like Billie Eilish and Adele. The Guardian wrote, "She's not just competing. She's redefining what global pop sounds like when it's sung from the heart of Seoul." One sentence, yet it captured decades of effort, struggle, and evolution for Korean music on the global stage. Back home in Seoul, YG Entertainment's headquarters overflowed with flowers from across the industry. Senior artists like IU, Taeyong, and Epic High sent public congratulations. Yet, in the midst of all that celebration, Rose stayed grounded. On Weverse, she wrote, "I hope this moment reminds everyone that our dreams are valid, no matter where we start." That post went viral within hours, over 10 million likes. Fans turned her words into digital banners, posters, and tattoos. It became more than a caption, it became a global mantra of hope and courage. As February 9, 2026 approached, Los Angeles transformed into a city of lights dedicated to her. Massive billboards flashed Rose to the Grammys across Times Square, Shibuya Crossing, and even Seoul's COEX screens. Fan projects filled the streets, and the entire K-pop community seemed to hold its breath. Because this wasn't just another awards night, it was a turning point. A global moment. A declaration that Korean artistry belonged to the world. Through the whirlwind, one image remained in everyone's mind, Rose walking that red carpet with quiet confidence, her gown glimmering under the golden lights. Every flash, every camera, captured not just an artist, but a legacy being written in real time. When asked in a pre-Grammy interview what she would do if she actually won, she laughed softly and said, "Maybe I'll just call my mom first." The audience melted. It was pure, human, and humble, a reminder that behind this history-making icon was still the same young woman who once dreamed with a guitar in her hands and hope in her heart, and that's the beauty of it all. History isn't only written by the loudest or the strongest, it's written by those brave enough to stay true to themselves, even when the world demands otherwise. ROSÉ has written history. And Jungkook, with just one sentence, helped the world see how much it matters. Now, the countdown is on. The world's eyes are on the Grammy stage. No matter what happens that night, whether she walks away with the trophy or not, the truth is already clear. The applause has already begun. The story has already been told, because on that night, when the lights dim and the music begins, one name will echo louder than ever: ROSÉ. The artist who turned pain into poetry. The one who made the world listen. The one who truly, undeniably, deserves it all.